Hello everyone. Good evening from myself, Ollie Aldis, and I'm joined with Mark Phillips. Mark, hello on this Friday. Haven't seen you for about a month. How have you been?
I've been good. I'm training hard for the Brentwood Half Marathon on Sunday week.
Oh, brilliant.
I've been getting some mileage in.
No, is that on the 23rd of March?
23rd of March it is indeed.
And what's the time you're looking for?
No, I'm not looking for no time. One, because of the ridiculous age I am doing it. And secondly, I just want to get my daughter around because she started running in June, July from nothing, and I just want to get around the course.
Oh, brilliant. That sounds really nice. I actually did a half marathon recently as well, so they're good fun.
Give me the time.
Oh, nowhere near as quick as what you used to. I did 1 hour 54.
Oh, that's decent.
Yeah,
that's decent.
Okay,
that's
good. Good. Well, anyway, it's always respectable regardless if you complete the half marathon. But today our focus is on West Ham United and their opposition Leicester City. The first time these two sides have faced one another this campaign. Of course, the under-21s, Mark, drew 1-1 to Liverpool at the weekend. That ended their 7-winning game streak in the Premier League 2. What have you made of them recently since we last spoke?
Well, it's not a bad result to getting a point away to Liverpool. I didn't go to the game. It was a bit of a bizarre game with 2 own goals, and unfortunately Lou got a own goal against us really late. I think it was in injury time sort of stuff. So a bit of a strange encounter on paper, but I can't say too much about it because I wasn't there and I'd be lying. Of
course, it was the 95th minute when I saw it pop up on the screen. I did feel sorry for the boys out there, but I suppose that's the way sometimes football matches go. You may get an own goal go your way, but then all of a sudden you score an own goal and then honours are even. But West Ham going into this game third in the table. Manchester City still in top spot with 43 points. Fulham on 38 points and West Ham on 37 points. Of course, earlier on today, Chelsea beat Norwich 3-1 away from home, and now that brings them 5 points within West Ham. But of course, West Ham looking to try and get that 8-point gap back in place after the game has commenced. Of course, players still yet to come out. Obviously, Mark, we've had some good success with the under-18s recently. They've now got into the Premier League Cup under-18s final. You were there up in Derby. What did you make of that game?
I think I know my biasness is legendary, but I think we was the better team on the day. You know, we went up, and then we should have gone 2 up, and they come back into it, and we definitely was in. You know, I can't remember what the possession stats was, but we controlled the game on a very, very lively pitch. It was about as bald as my head, and it was just the ball was bouncing about like the moon. But we done a good professional job and it's all about getting through to the final, which we're in.
Absolutely, against Reading. The date's still yet to be confirmed, but one thing I was amazed by was the pure strength and physicality Derby had, but obviously West Ham's technicality was too much for them. There's a bit of a size difference there from some of the Derby players, but that doesn't matter anymore. We're focused on this time round Leicester City coming down to Rush Green. West Ham, of course, being led out by their skipper, Kaelan Casey. The skipper for Leicester City, Henry Cartwright, their number 6, and midfielder. We'll be going through the team lineups in just a moment. Of course, this is the penultimate league game here at Rush Green. We've got Crystal Palace down on the 4th of April. But apart from that, it's interesting to feel like we're now seeing Rush Green come to an end for the season. But of course, it's been a good one.
Hopefully, I think, when we're in the top half, and obviously you go into a playoff now in this league, the top 16, hopefully we'll be fortunate enough to get a couple of home draws before we see our way into the final.
That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Exciting times to come, and here are your lineups. Of course, there's Josh Ajala, Kamari Swire, just training. But here they go. Finn Herrick back in goal after Lanre Owesu took his spot for a couple of games following his injury. Junior Robinson too, with Ezra Mayers. Preston Fearon coming into the side. Kaelan Casey, of course, the skipper in defence. Kamari Swire, Lewis Orford playing alongside Preston Fearon. They're really becoming a bit of a formidable central midfield partnership. Josh Ajala leading the line with Dan Rigg. Sean Moore, of course, playing perhaps as a left wing back, Noemeka Adiele, after he was sent off in the last game against Liverpool after receiving 2 yellow cards. So Sean Moore will be doing those duties down the wing-back position. Louis Brown, Mason Terry, Tyron Akpata and 2 under-18s coming up to the under-21s, albeit on the bench, Josh Landers and Alicia Sawunmi. As for the away side, coached by Irishman Leon McSweeney. In goal, they've got Stevie Balsaw, Jaden Joseph, Olodabade Aluko, Harvey Godsmark Ford, Mursad Ali, Henry Cartwright, Jeremy Monga, Sammy Braybrook, who of course scored in this game last year in April. Leicester actually won 3-1 and Braybrook scored a lovely goal. Manny Richards, Louis Page and top goal scorer with 9, Jake Evans, the number 11. Joe Wormleighton, Harry French, Logan Briggs, Cian Pennant and Josh King making the bench for the Young Foxes. So Mark, looking at the West Ham team in front of you, I suppose, what do you make of it? It's fairly similar to what we've seen, but any thoughts?
The big obvious change for me is Josh Briggs playing as a right side centre back rather than as a right wing back, because Junior's come in at right wing back, and I think I'm pleased with Josh. He's done well at right wing back, so he's done a good job to stay in the side, and I'm pleased for him there. I think obviously we're quite strong tonight. We've got Lewis Alford and Kaelan Casey in the team, who have been in and around the first team, so and they've been there missing 21's game. So I feel we could have an interesting, successful encounter.
Certainly. Obviously get their own back for the result last April, albeit almost a year ago now. And of course, shout out to Josh Briggs. It's his birthday, turns 19 today. Of course, he's started every under-21s game since playing right wing back versus Arsenal. So do you have any birthday wishes you'd like to pass on personally to Josh Briggs, Mark? Here he is, the birthday boy.
I'd like to make a successful past his second, and he has. I'd like to see him go up and maybe nick a goal from a set piece like he did at Arsenal. I've only mentioned the Youth Cup final. Disgraceful. In the Youth Cup final. He is a threat from set pieces.
Of course, he actually registered an assist against Reading for Sean Moore's goal in that 3-0 win a couple of Mondays ago. The last game he played as a centre-back with Junior Robinson in the right wing-back position. So since he's come back from his loan at Sutton, it was just for a month. Was that always intended, Mark? I'm not too sure about how these can work at academy level.
I've never heard of a loan being that short, if I'm honest, but I don't know the ins and outs of.
Side netting.
Calm down, fella. I thought it was him myself, actually.
Manny Richards, the 20-year-old, firing at goalwards.
I thought he'd scored myself.
Ooh, look at that layoff, though, from the number 7, Jeremy Monga.
And Finn was actually diving. He wasn't just letting it go past him. It must have been quite close. I'd like to pay respect and say how well our pitch is looking compared to the game I did at Derby's training ground. It was like, as I said, it was half played on the moon. It was bouncy and bumpy, and our pitch looks in, considering this time of the year, looks in really good nick. Well done, Doug, who was our head groundsman, if you didn't know that.
Well done, Doug and the team.
Yeah, always the team. You're right, always the team. And Doug, yeah.
Good to be competitive on the pitch, but also competitive about the quality of pitch.
Yep.
And, West Ham leading the line in that faculty.
Well, I even thought that Derby, and this is obviously a ridiculous thing to say, maybe they've got loads of pitches at their training ground. They put us on pitch 12, and one of they was quite a long ball sort of side and played off a second ball, and I think we're more of a footballing side. I wonder if that was done by design.
I do recall, I feel, seeing quite a few players slip over on that pitch as well. I don't know if that's me getting confused with another game, but I do feel there was when you mentioned the pitch issues, a few players slipping over, even for Derby County though.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it had no grass in the middle. Very similar to my head. It had no grass in the middle of the pitch and a little bit down the sides.
Well, we're saying how physical they are. I suppose they had a different approach. They scored a lot of goals though at that level.
Yeah, I think they've scored a lot of goals from set pieces, haven't they, Derby? So that's obviously why they've got what they got.
Dan Rigg playing in a a left wing back role. He looked slightly more defensive than Sean Moore. Perhaps that's just momentarily, but here he is. Noticed him sit over in that position. Do you feel he could be someone that could play that position, or is that simply just in the moment?
It's in the moment. There's the old West Ham way. Up, forward and back. Comes from Tony Carr's era. No, although he does look, he looks like he's over to the left there, Danrig, but no, Sean Moore's wide. I mean, I wouldn't say he was a left wing back then. No, I think Sean Moore's playing that. Danrig is playing as sort of like an old-fashioned inside left, if you want, just behind the main striker.
What's the goalkeeper for Leicester? Steve Bassor. Played 9 games
we're in.
in the under-21s.
Oh, Josh.
Sajala's trying to weave his way through. Swire at the byline. First corner goes to the home side.
Good play there from Lewis Alford. He's read it. He read the game, put Josh in. Just couldn't really sort his feet out. Bit like me running the half marathon. To be fair, I've done Leicester a disservice. Quite good defending, actually. The two of them got around him, didn't they?
Yeah, I was going to say they looked to have doubled up on him fairly quickly when they sensed the danger. It was Merced Ali, the number 5, who was quickest to him. So Fearon now sending the ball. Meets a Leicester head. Picked up by Moore. Struck on the volley by Rigg. Nice idea, but didn't get the execution.
Nice to see him try and take it on, the confidence in there. I mean, if that goes screaming in the top corner, if he played and played and played over the West Ham televisions at the training ground.
And of course on lots of other screens with social media playing a big role. I remember Ezra Mayers' challenge in the Manchester United game a few weeks ago. It was pretty successful in how many views it got, so there's always a chance for these players to go viral. It's a nice idea from the number 8, Sammy Braybrook. He tried to feed a ball over towards this left. Here's Jake Evans, the winger, sending in a good ball, and it's just nodded wide. Another opportunity for a Manny Richards.
Really good cross with pace on it. It sort of like was a leg break off the pitch, really bounced up. If that was on target, Finn tell me he would have definitely saved it, but it was a good opportunist, from Leicester.
You think the bounce even helped Leicester, as it did just go beyond Casey?
Yeah, it did. The bounce. I mean, you're going to get harder pitches. Obviously, this time of year, you've had 2 weeks of reasonable weather. It does that tighten up the pitch.
Jarla just trying to feed it to himself, but it's played forward over towards Jeremy Munga. Only 15 years of age, Leicester's number 7 this evening.
That's fantastic for Leicester.
Absolutely.
That's a great prospect for them. If he's 15 playing the under-18s.
Under-21s.
Yeah. That's really impressive, really is.
He broke into the under-21s this season, featuring 7 times, and he has featured 5 times for the under-18s. He came back just recently from playing for the under-16s for England, where he scored 3 in his 3 games for them, including a penalty against France.
Well, that's a good testament to Leicester's coaches to recognise, what a prospect he is and what a player he is, to play him up that much so quickly.
Certainly, and to the extent they even Ruud van Nistelrooy named him on the bench for the FA Cup senior game against Manchester United. So although he didn't get on, to have that experience and exposure to the rest of the senior players will have certainly benefited him. Here goes the number 10. Louis Page. It's again sent in towards that back post. Herrick comes punching. Munga has a chance, and Herrick makes another save.
Whoever Leicester in the league, because they've actually started the game.
They're an impressive side, and they're 8th. They've won their last 4 in a row in the Premier League 2. They got a handful of wins in the first part of the season, went on a winless run in the Premier League 2 that extended 5 games, but since February have won 4 Premier League 2 games in a row, bringing them up to 8th place.
They're definitely asking us some questions early doors.
Robinson trying to tackle, but number 11 is able to pull off a cross. Jake Evans. This is good from Swire. Now West Ham's turn to have a go at Leicester. Swire stuck on his own. Orford trying to help out. Tempo from Leicester, though, is something to applaud.
They've really come out the traps. They really have, to be fair to them.
It's perhaps part of the Leicester DNA, although the senior side have fallen off in recent years compared to the heights they were at. Ajala will try and head it, but he's found an offside position. Back in around 2018 to even 2021, Leicester played with such an intensity and tempo, and feels like there's similarities with this current display at the moment.
I think that Leicester done the rest of the league outside the top six a massive favour that year they won the league. It just shows it can be done, and no one fancied them at all. And I think it was really good for football in this country that Leicester won the league.
Totally.
Was it 15 or
15-16?
Fantastic.
The year West Ham had a good season. Well, getting Europe, of course, the Dimitri Payet season.
Yeah.
Last season at the Boleyn.
It was a good year for a number of reasons for us as well. But just so taking me bias that out, Leicester winning the Premier League, fantastic. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, when you think about the Premier League now, the season's over. Really, we know the three that are going down. We know who's going to win the league. There's still some things to play for, but you like it to be competitive. As I tell staff at the Premier League every time I meet them.
And what's their response?
They're normally
working hard.
I can normally see them running away in the background when they get a glimpse of me. Great touch, Junior. Great touch.
Brilliant.
Go on, Junior. It's a foul.
Tries to stay on his feet, but he was already falling over, and there's going to be the first yellow card awarded, and this will go to the number 3, Olabade Oluko, the 18-year-old, finding himself in the book early on.
Great touch from Junior. There.
Top of his foot. Too rapid.
He never got away really cleanly, didn't he? The fella sort of arms and legs and all over him. I feel Junior got away there and he's getting in the box, anything could have happened. Unfortunately, we haven't got the aerial prowess of Lewis Howe.
He's gone on loan, hasn't he?
He's gone to warmer climates in Poland.
No, I saw... when I was looking today, he's gone to the top league in Poland. Here's Orford to curl one towards Mayers. Scurried away by Luco, the player who did give away the free kick in the first place.
It was a great position Ezra was in there. He should have headed it back more aerially than down. Like a looping header. It's easy for me to stay standing up here, obviously. Good ball, Josh.
That's a good ball. Luca will have to be careful here. Robinson sliding in on him.
We needed a little bit of possession, a bit of a foothold in the game, because I thought Leicester was quite a dominant force.
Do you think that can just come naturally? Obviously, West Ham sense the danger Leicester have, so is it more of a case of just trying to get obviously they're trying to get a foothold, but then intentionally having to try and pass it around and ensure Leicester don't try and counter them? Because sometimes teams may be happy to sit back. Obviously, that's not the West Ham way, but how does that often transition happen when you're out there playing in and amongst it?
Every game's different, and I think Leicester come here with, really come out the traps well and sort of got set about us sort of thing, and they sort of dictated the play, dictated where the play was, and we just sort of set into that standard. Now we've had a look at them, they've had a bit of the ball, now we're starting to play ourselves. But all credit to Leicester, the way they started.
They're looking, of course, to make it 5 wins in 5. West Ham on the other end looking to make it, I think, 8 wins out of 9. And some good results away from home recently too. Haven't conceded against Reading and Derby. Still got the best defence in the league now, with Brighton having conceded 16 compared to Mark Robson's side having conceded 15.
I did mention that to Finn as I was walking over to my commentary position. He said, "You shouldn't have said that. You put the buck on me."
Oh, no.
I said, another clean sheet tonight. I think he said it in jest.
Been happy to see Lanre Owesu though involved in the under-21 setup. I assume it was down to an injury by Finn Herrick had.
It was, but Lanre's actually been overtraining with the first team.
Wow.
Yeah, he went over there and Xavi, the goalkeeping coach, liked what he saw and he's had him back on several occasions.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So he'll be playing a pivotal part for the Academy of Football next season, Lanre Owesu. As for Finn Herrick, do you think he may fancy to have another season playing for the under-21s, or I suppose it's his decision, but go and seek some senior football elsewhere?
Yeah, I'd like personally for him to go out on loan. Really would. Playing men's football, you know, as I say, I'm a big fan of Finn. You know, he's a good goalkeeper, he's got good feet. So, you know, playing with men, you have to come and deal with crosses with, you know, 28, 29, 30-year-olds barging you about, so it'd be a good experience, but it wouldn't be my decision, but I'd like to see him go out on loan.
As for the loan watch elsewhere, Michael Forbes, he's gone to Colchester, saw that, and on the 30th of January.
He's unfortunately actually just had an operation on his hamstring.
I did notice how he hadn't played yet, so...
Yeah, I think in the first week he was at Colchester in a training session, I don't know if he's ripped his hand or something, he's had to have an operation. I saw him the other day, you know, with a knee brace and all that sort of stuff around it, which is not good. He's back here.
That's a shame.
It is
so
indeed.
He's gone.
It would have been an ideal loan for him, actually. You know, he lives in Chelmsford, it's only down the road, but it is not to be.
Well, let's hope his season next year isn't ridden by injury, and it just improves. He doesn't deserve that. It's just that's a season of suffer, really, for Michael to find two good loan moves, League One football. I think Colchester, are they League One or League Two?
League Two.
League Two, but still, that professional level of football, to have that cut short by injury on both occasions. Wishing him all the best.
They're actually sort of heading towards the playoffs. Actually, Colchester, they're in the top half of the leagues. That would maybe could have got a playoff, a game that went. You don't know. I mean. Georgia, if he come on for Bristol City,
saw that.
Yeah, made the equaliser away to Sheffield United.
Yeah,
I'm quite surprised that Liam's not giving him more minutes because he seems to do well when he's on the pitch. But I am, as I say, my West Ham bias is obvious for everyone. So Liam Manning's the manager of Bristol City. Unfortunately for me, I'm not. So he picks the side. Callum Marshall's playing a lot. Freddie Potts is playing a lot. So they're good, successful loans. Patrick Kelly's playing a lot when he's not suspended.
Has he been suspended a few times this season?
No,
or just
sort of
picking up the yellows?
He's suspended at the moment. He got a straight red, I can't remember who it was against. Because I was meant to be going to see him, but he got suspended, so I didn't.
So that got cancelled then?
Got cancelled. I went to Barnet last week to see Dagenham and Redbridge play. Regan was playing for Dagenham and Redbridge.
Oh, brilliant. How was he?
Yeah, he was all right. Again, he got booked after half an hour and their manager had to take him off just in case they was paying for equal play camp.
Why, trying to just get beyond the last man, but instead giving away a foul to Mursad Ali.
We've definitely found a grip of the game a little bit now. The game is being mostly played to our right, whereas earlier it was being played to our left. So we haven't really created anything, but definitely in the... apparently on the bingos,
the ascendancy.
I use the word ascendancy
there
too
we
much.
go.
It's terrible.
Don't worry.
I wouldn't mind.
I have my own repertoire.
I wouldn't mind. I've got a clue what it means. No, I'm really joking.
Just on George Earthy, you mentioned how he set up the equaliser. He also got a brace against Middlesbrough. I mean, talk about impact subs. Came on in the 63rd minute, I think, and ended up getting 2 late goals. So props to him there.
Yeah,
what a moment that would have been.
I sent a text to Liam Manning. It sounds like I'm pestering Liam Manning. I'm not. He's a mate of mine as well. I sent a text to him saying that George should be in the team more regularly. Did
you get a response, or was it just 2 blue ticks?
Laughing faces.
Oh, laughing faces. Okay. So he's laughing at the idea. Of course.
Just laughing at me, I think, in general.
Who'd do that? Whilst we've been having that chat, football still be going on, still goalless.
don't think either keeper's made a save yet, have they really?
Herrick came close.
Finn made a sort of double one, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
That was very early on.
Yeah.
Of course, Manny Richards was the player who also hit the side netting. Right, aiming it for the near post on the right side of the penalty area. Had some power on it, but just quite the accuracy. As Jaden Joseph's just forced back to Harvey Godsmark Ford. Of course, compared to this time last season, it's Leicester side who came down to Rush Green, two of which Sammy Braybrook and Mursad Ali, who are starting tonight, started that game. The rest of that squad, one of which is on the bench this evening, but the rest out on loan. That's something I'm excited for this summer, to see what could happen to these West Ham players and what moves they could be making for the next season.
Well, you've got to think about all the ones who are out on loan coming back. Will they go back out? It's lots of things to be decided.
Of course, Freddie Potts, as you mentioned earlier, playing regularly, played the full 90 minutes for Portsmouth in their 1-0 win against Leeds.
Yep, he's been playing regularly all season, Fred.
Good.
Even when they started, they wasn't doing that well. And they lost this week to Plymouth, didn't they? But
they've picked up.
Yeah, they've picked up. They're not in a completely comfortable position, but they're more comfortable than they was.
Because it did seem for a while they were not rock bottom, but they were bottom by about 6 or 7 points.
Yeah, there was definitely odds on early doors to go back down to Division 1, but they sort of got themselves together.
Funny how the game works. They could go and lose to Plymouth and Luton, but then beat Leeds United.
Yep, you have to give respect to whoever you're playing on any given day.
Why, with a no-look pass, here's the birthday boy Briggs and Robinson. This is nice as Robinson finds himself in some room in that pocket. Touch from Ajala as he sends it in.
Bosh.
Great strike there from Josh Ajala, getting his 10th goal for the under-21s this season. Who else?
Fantastic prediction by you. They're saying this is nice, and it was great approach play. Great pass into him, great first touch, fantastic finish. Good goal round. This is nice, moving people about, waiting. Then Junior just ups the tempo.
Josh Briggs.
He's upped it. Good touch, good finish.
Of course, the centre half, Harvey Godsmark Ford, I think he was blocking his goalkeeper's vision, obviously not to take anything away. That was a brilliant strike. It worked out well for Ajala. Just before then, though, of course, you saw Josh Briggs inviting the pressure from Jake Evans, which then just opened up the room for Robinson. So, good movement all round. West Ham 1-0 up.
Good, crisp, clinical passing as well before it. No, there's nothing, everything to admire in that goal. Really good. Great finish from Josh. Great first touch. What's that centre half's name?
Harvey Godsmark Ford.
But there's a lot of commentators around the country who are hoping he doesn't make it in the games. No, I'm joking. I'll let you just describe.
Yeah. I'll say the names. You just say what they're doing. That's what essentially our jobs are.
I'll call him Harvey.
No, brilliant. Harvey. Yeah, why not? You're on first name on a first name basis. Oh, after a high-tempo start from the Foxes, they find themselves a goal down, and you just see the confidence from Ajala. The fact that he didn't really have the best vision of the goal. He had Godsmark Ford right onto him, and still backed himself to find the back of the net. In the meantime, that's a lovely ball in behind, but Jake Evans is in an offside position.
It's one of those, sometimes if you catch it on the half volley just as it's dropping, which he did really crisply, the keeper's not set, and it's a great finish. How many goals in total Josh got this year? For the 21s alone, not 18. He's got a few.
So it's 10 for the under-21s. That is in all competitions. But then for the under-18s, I'd be surprised if it's something about 8 or 9, especially given how he performed against Derby County, getting the brace. And of course, Josh Landers, who finds himself on the bench this evening. What have you made of his time this season, Mark?
Well, every game he's played for the under-18s, being 4, he scored. Scored in every game.
Brilliant.
So that's a fantastic for a striker. That's a great. I mean, every coach or manager, whatever you want to say, would love it. There to beat competition in the forward places. So that's exactly what you're looking for. Well, I think Graham Potter would like that, really, with the first team. That's exactly what it's about, having competition.
A free kick one. Just feeling Leicester could be looking a little bit confident shot right now. Not really seeing the same crispness of passing that we saw early on.
No, as I say, they've come at the traps with a real purpose.
Nice from Swire, not giving that up. Jala's fouled by Godsmark Ford.
The old saying, goals change games, and they do. They obviously give you confidence. They dent the other team's confidence, and now we're 1-0 up from a very good goal. It gives us, I won't use the word ascendancy, but give us the confidence that we're looking to play. Everyone wants the ball. You always want the ball when you're winning the game.
As we know, goals can obviously change anything, like the game we did for on Friday night against Blackburn Rovers, where West Ham were 2-0 up, and then all of a sudden, straight after the start of the second half, Blackburn went and scored and changed the complexion of the affair.
Yeah. I mean, that day, if I remember, we should have been more than 2-0 up. And then I was hanging on for dear life, but the game did change second half.
So Fearon and Orford. It will be Fearon to curl one in. Briggs is there. There's Casey.
It's offside.
Offside. 2 offsides for West Ham so far.
Originally, I thought Briggs was going to get his birthday goal.
He deserves it. Yeah, let's hope. Josh Briggs' birthday, of course. If you're just joining us, joined by me, Ollie Aldis, and Mark Phillips, of course, up in the gantry today, this evening. Do subscribe to the West Ham YouTube channel. Comment as well. Nice happy birthday message to Josh, even. Do, of course, give this live stream a like.
That's good play.
Just that final pass, as Moore was trying to run down that wing-back position. I haven't really seen much of Moore in the game so far. What have you made of him playing in that Mika Adieli role? Ooh.
He's a different type
That's a
to Emeka.
clear foul.
Emeka's got absolutely raw pace, and Sean's more of a tricky sort of an old-fashioned winger, if you like. I think he's been steady there. I mean, he wouldn't class himself to be a left back, but he definitely can be a left wing back. So I've been really impressed of late, and I was in the 18s final, of how much Ezra speaks now. He used to be so quiet on the pitch, really talks and organised, and that's playing up a level in the 21s has helped that.
Being around the likes of perhaps a Casey and other vocal figures.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a knock on effect, as you say, being around Casey and maybe Lewis Hale when he was here. And Casey's been around the first team, so it just goes down from there. When Casey's playing with Max Kilman and people like that, and having Cresswell talk all the time, and it's just a learning curve as you go down the years.
Of course, it spreads to others in the team. So would you say that big communication improvement from Mayers happened this season, or has it been coming from previous seasons?
I've noticed it this season. I noticed it in the 18 semi-final. He was the boss back there. He was the organiser, organising Aridis and the other defenders. I really noticed it because I was at pitch level. I could hear him talking all the time. That's a foul, by the way. I could hear him, all the time organising, cajoling. Great word, cajoling. What does that mean?
I'd have to get a dictionary up as well, I'm afraid.
I know what it means. I'm jesting with you. I do not like this picture right now. Look at the numbers they've got
Leicester
there.
trying to get bodies
It's
forward.
It's offside.
Manny Richards knew he was offside, so Mayers just is the closest there. Of course, you can tell.
He done us a fight. Done us a strawberry there, didn't he? Do you know what a strawberry is?
If it's to do with Cockney rhyming slang, I'm afraid I don't know what a strawberry means in this context. May you enlighten me and those who perhaps could be watching that don't know either, Mark?
Strawberry favour.
Ah, brilliant.
He done us a favour.
Okay, yes.
Running offside. So it was a good situation from there. If he'd have held the line, we could have been in trouble. Got to be concentrated here. First contact. Is this the first corner Leicester's had?
First corner Leicester have had, of course. Only the second corner in the game. West Ham have only had one. And here is their number 10, Louis Page. To take this on the far side. A deep ball and a high one. There are two players in all blue that could have potentially been the recipients there. They have another go. As it's Sammy Braybrook who trots over to this near side.
Braybrook is a good old West Ham name. Why is it a good West Ham name, Braybrook? Go on, tell me.
Well, here we go. Here's Braybrook. I couldn't possibly tell you, Mark.
I'll tell you after this attack. Hello. We could be on the counter here. We are on the counter here. Come on,
here comes Rigg. Now this is a picture West Ham fans do like. Rigg just needs to lay off more as Leicester have done well to get bodies back. Sean Moore tries to curl it. It's the cluster of bodies in front of him, and Leicester managed to defend that well.
He didn't actually get a yard, did he? He was just trying to get inside on his left. Good defending from the fella, really.
Was.
No, I'll tell you about break. In the 64, I think he played in the 60. We definitely played in the 65 in the Cup Winners' Cup final. Peter Braybrook was an old West Ham player.
Peter Braybrook, okay.
Yeah. And he was on the coaching staff at West Ham when I first come here.
Oh, brilliant. So someone you know of and know particularly well, or?
Yeah, I know his son better, Wayne, who's a London taxi driver like I was myself. But he's the older West Ham fans all know Peter Braybrook.
Nice. Well, if you know Peter Braybrook at home, do comment on this stream. Yeah. Like Mark Phillips with that knowledge. Is Manny Richards.
And before you say it, was I at the game? No, I'd have only been free.
Mursad Ali keeping the ball at his feet. Is Godsmark forward. Good pressure from West Ham, but Leicester managed to weave out of it through Jaden Joseph. Laid off by Braybrook. Here's Richards. There's some words being said around the ground. Disappointed at the referee's decision.
Profanities, disgraceful behaviour. He just stood his ground there, Kaelan, really.
Quick feet.
No.
Casey just shielding the ball off them, and then you've got Jeremy Munga tussling with him.
Bigger tussles in Mothercare, there's nothing at all. Nonsense.
Referee.
I've never been in Mothercare. Well. I've never been in Mothercare in my life. But
well, that's a good metaphor.
No, I have actually. I have. Got two kids. They're in their 30s now, but probably 30 years ago I was in there buying prams and all sorts of stuff. Didn't have any tussles in there.
Good days. Do you miss them?
Yeah, all their hard work when they're that age.
Yet to know.
I've got grandkids now.
Oh, brilliant. It's not as bad though when it's the grandkids.
No, you can always give them back.
There's Jaden Joseph now over towards Page. The Luco taking it on the inside, finding Braybrook as he just tries to make something happen on the edge of the area. Lots of West Ham bodies around him, and it's scurried away again.
I think a Luco, their number 3, is very similar to Junior Robinson. Better going forward. It's a great run for him. He's opening things up there. I think not doing him a disservice, the fella. I don't think he's a great defender, but he's good going forward. He's a threat. So him and Junior having a good encounter throughout the night.
Of course, Luco is already on a yellow card for a foul he made on Robinson in the first quarter of an hour. So we have to be wary.
That's fantastic, Cam.
Wyatt.
Really good play.
He was trying to stay on his feet once again.
Yeah,
but
he's an honest lad, Cam. He's not going down for nothing. He was fouled, but no, he's honest. As I always say in games, it's an obvious thing to say. The next goal is massive. If we go 2 up, it's a long way for them to come back. If it goes to 1-1 and they've got the bit between their teeth, it might be a tough encounter.
Yeah, that'll just inject confidence in them.
Yeah.
And feel like they can sense a winner.
I do think they're quite a good side, actually.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The assistant coaches for Leicester just having words with the 4th official just below us. Mark.
Poor fella. Not giving up no decisions.
He's not made any decisions.
He's absolutely getting caned by the geezer.
It's a fair point you often see with managers getting furious at 4th officials But then you forget they're not the one who's made the decision. They're just the face. Orford. Back to Herrick. The pressure here from Leicester. Can West Ham get away from it? Robinson will take it with him as he slides it towards Rigg.
We have got some space left. Look at us left. Look at us left.
That's great from Rigg. Here's Ajala looking for a brace. Fires it over. But I like the work from Dan Rigg there.
I did, and when we engineered a chance out of it, we had so much space down the left-hand side. Sean Moore was like, completely on his own if we could have got it out there. Not that everyone's got the vision that I've got from up here on the gantry, though.
It's good vision, especially today it feels. Under the rain or fog in front of us. You saw Rigg just get it away from the number 5 Merced Ali, who I believe was thinking Rigg was going to go a certain way, but the way he managed to just use his body to then go another direction, or just change his direction ever so slightly, was rather subtle and quite effective.
I think that's probably one of Dan's biggest assets. You know what I mean? His hip movement and the way he can recognise a player being off balance and go the other way. That is his game.
It's a good example of it there. It's Casey as we approach the final 10 minutes of the first half. It's still Josh Ajala's goal that separates these two. Swire trying to feed it towards Ajala, but there's Godsmark Ford clearing it away.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is a game. We're comfortably going to go on and win by several goals. This is, really could go either way, if I'm honest.
What have you made of the differences in styles, if much?
In fairness to Leicester, they do try and play some left. There you go.
Jaden Joseph sprinting towards Moore, but Moore will have a go, and he fires it towards the goalkeeper. Swire trying to have his say, but he just showed a heavy touch there to Leicester, which allows them to try and break forward now. End to end here. Tricky feet. He tries to make an opening on the right. Brilliant challenge from Briggs, which Leicester feel was completely the opposite. They believe it should have been a foul. It was Jake Evans taking it on the right-hand side. That was probably the most exciting part of the game so far. That brief end-to-end business there.
Good defending from Briggsy.
Certainly.
They do look a threat there on the counter.
They do.
They went quick. Had the numbers.
Here's Louis Page.
And again here, same fella.
Sliding it towards their number 11. Is that a penalty? The referee shaking his head and says no. Robinson going over to have a little push. But Jake Evans isn't retaliating. He believes he should have won a penalty. And the referee is now going to book Junior Robinson. So, funnily enough, both players playing in that defensive position on this near side, and Junior Robinson and Olabade Aluko, the number 3 for Leicester, find themselves in the book.
I thought he might have even booked the 4 because I thought it was an absolute blatant dive, but let's have a look here. In the swimming pool, the fella.
Just before here, Mark. Your verdict here. Good to get it on target, I suppose.
Yeah, you'd fancy the keeper, but the keeper's pushed it back into play where it could. It could have gone actually fell in right into Cam's path, but just behind him. I think we got. If you look at the picture now, look at the left-hand side. Look at the left-hand side. How much space we? If we the amount of ball we get out there, I think their right back is overcompensating, coming in too central, which leaves us with loads of space down our left flank.
Do you think that's just a bit of slight naivety, or is that a tactical decision?
It's a strange one if it is.
It is, yeah, I suppose. But you'd want to actually exploit this now before Leicester actually realise what they're doing.
Well, if I'm seeing it, Gerard, Robbo and Potsy are seeing it, so the more we can feed out there on the left, I think the better it is.
There's Aluko feeding it towards Page. Let's change of direction through to Aluko, but look at Fearon going in to win it back. Here comes Swire.
This time, ironically, we've got no one left. Both sides have got players who are willing to run with the ball. Here's
Jeremy Monga up against Moore. Some defending to do up against this young, talented Monga, who manages to chip it across on the volley, and it actually comes off the number 9, Amani Richards. It was Henry Cartwright who had the strike.
Is he 15, this lad, did you say?
Yes.
He's got a hell of a chance. If he's an under 15 playing in the 21s, going past fullbacks and looking really confident, he's got a hell of a chance.
Eric down, not with another injury. It'll be okay to carry on.
It didn't look like anything. There's no one anywhere near him. Not the old one where they want to have a chat with the coaches. It's a bit early for that.
We haven't seen that so far. Perhaps it's been because it's been such an entertaining end-to-end game at points. They don't really want to stop it and suddenly have these chats. Leave that for half time. Yeah, Jeremy Monga turned 16 in July. 2009 born. Does that make you feel older than the 21-year-old you actually are?
Yeah, just a bit.
Confidence from Braybrooke to try and spread it out towards this left-hand side. You can see him having a bit of a duel with Orford this game so far. They've clattered into one another, I think, about once or twice. Here's Braybrooke popping up. He's got an eye for a pass, but he can't find one there. Good determination shown by Rigg, but too much. Yeah, actually gives away a foul.
Curious decision. That's a curious decision. I think that is their game. They're trying to look at diagonal passes to the wide, but if you watch them, they're trying to feed their wide men. And as I say that, he plays for the middle.
Here's Richards. They remind me similar to how Fulham set up when they came here back in November, having one of those central midfield players just pinging it out from right to left.
Yeah. I mean, this fellow obviously fancies himself 1v1 and he's got loads of ability, so they're trying to hit him as much as they can.
You've got tricky wingers and then a player who can pick out a pass. Heavy touch there from Amani Richards. Monga again to weave his way through. Still got the ball, but Mayers has a decisive touch. Here comes Ajala, albeit on his own. He manages to find a pass towards Swire. Holding on to the ball in towards Robinson, but where do you think the breakdown happened there? It was
just Junior's made a great run. There wasn't enough on the ball, if I'm honest. Had to overhit that one. Good tracking from their fella to get back and win the ball. It's an unsung job. He's not offside there, by the way. He's broke off the back of him. Like Bugsy.
Robinson. Casey. Of course. Kaelan Casey got his first goal of the season against Arsenal, which saw West Ham get another win in that long 7-match winning streak.
Didn't like that. That was an absolute invite.
Cartwright. Monga. That's a good run. But he takes the ball out of the pitch with him.
He's definitely the threat, Monga, without a doubt. You know, he really wants to make things happen. He's got belief in his own ability. When Ez is a class defender, he walked past Ez if he wasn't there for a minute. It's a good test for us. It was a good test.
Definitely, albeit they're 8th. I mean, to be honest, that's still very, very good at this level. But they're a well-drilled side. I knew going into this game that it was going to be an exciting one, just given the way that you feel Leicester like to set up, just from how they've been over the years and how they were last year.
And you don't know, say, Leicester drop a couple of places and we go up to second or first or whatever, then they could be the team we meet in the first round of the knockout stages. So you want to get a psychological battle over them straight away, as well as winning the game, obviously.
Of course, right now, West Ham, well, before going into this game, West Ham were 3rd. Therefore, they'll be playing 14th place.
I think that's how it
works. The playoffs.
Yeah. Good maths, sir.
Aaron.
Left the one. We keep coming into where it's crowded. That's the ball for me.
First time ball in. Away again. There's just getting caught out there, but sprinting back to try and retain the ball. Effortless there from Ezra. As we're closing in on the first half mark.
You spoke about Ezra's challenge in that quarter final against Manchester United. I don't know if you watched. Play, Josh. If you watched Arsenal versus Manchester United on the telly Saturday.
I didn't. I couldn't actually. I was unavailable. Had other duties. But yes, what was your?
Declan Rice made not as good as Ezra's, but a similar sort of. It was
in the penalty area, wasn't it, for Man United? Yes.
It wasn't Deck. Someone else lost possession. The fellow was clean through, and Deck made a very similar. And obviously honed and learned on the fields of Chabalif. That's obviously
absolutely. It must have been you. That's the common denominator here.
Modesty forbids me to mention it.
I know what you're thinking, though, Mark.
No, in all honesty, I would put that down to maybe Steve Potts, who's far more adept at putting on practices for defensive stuff and to learn defensive stuff. So I was probably like walking about in the background,
just being the
West Ham
sort of pretty face.
Definitely not pretty, just shame.
Aluko. Monga popping up in a central position. Brilliant feet, working it towards Aluko. They have a second chance, and that time they find the back of the net just before the 45th minute mark, and it's Jake Evans who gets his 10th goal in the Premier League 2 this season.
I think the difference in that was the young boy
Jeremy Monga
coming in the middle of the pitch, really making great finish as well from the lad Evans. Great finish, very similar to Ajala's finish. Didn't let Finn time to get set. He's come to him at a nice height. I'm hitting that. Thanks for coming. And just as Finn's body weight has gone to his right, he's hit it to his left. That's really hard as a keeper. He's done well there, Monga. As he's going right and it's come back to his left. Just can't move back. Good finish.
Two real bits of quality shown there from Leicester, as you mentioned, Monga, and then the finish from Evans to take it on the first touch and to curl it as well, to get it on target. The pace it was coming at him, he did really well to control it.
He did.
Sets up a potentially, not cagey, this game's been anything but sets up a big second half for these two sides.
I think I wouldn't say we've seen a great spectacle of football, but we've seen two quality finishes, without a doubt.
How do you sum up this first half before we go into the break?
I think it's about even. It's been quite even, really. I can see things, as I keep saying about the right of their defence. I can see us capitalising on that. But I mean, when you think about those two saves that Finn made, the one that hit the side nest, and him probably going in on an even kill is probably just about right. There's the one they like, the old diag.
Ongo popping up on the right. He has been for the majority of the game. Can he make something happen here? Braybrook. Ongo again. Cartwright's just lurking outside of the box, the number 6. Jaden Joseph. Monga, more just holding off. Goes beyond Braybrook. Warford passes it out, and that is the first half whistle. 15 minutes rest for these two sides as they go in one apiece. We'll go through the goals in just a second. But of course it was a fine finish just on the 45th minute mark. I currently see the points being shared. But Mark, who's impressed you from West Ham in that first half?
I thought you were saying the game. I was obviously going to say Monga. Who's impressed from us? I think who's done well? I think Josh Briggs has done well. I think there's a good game in at right centre half. I think Briggs has had quite a good game. On some bits of the game, I think Junior's done well. We haven't got Sean Moore enough into the game. Lewis Alford's been fairly quiet, but he's always liable to pop up with some diags and make it happen for us. I mean, obviously, as to say, Robbo, Potsy and Gerard's going to sort a few things out in there. And a couple of Leicester players have, is the goal that the players I mentioned, without being a clever so-and-so, have passed their way in, and a great touch and finish. That's a great touch. On the half volley, bang. Yeah, two good goals. And here he is, Monga. He sort of we wasn't expecting him to be there. Once he's there and he's running at people, and he's got that great body swerve, it sort of made things happen, and that's a great finish, really is.
I mean, to be doing that run, I mean, I could only ever dream of something like that, but to be doing that run as a 15-year-old against lads who are probably about 5 years your senior, of course there are a few 18-year-olds, but still, it's remarkable. Briggs, of course, is 19 today, but my word, that is one name for the future.
I mean, it's the equivalent, really, of an under 10 playing in the under 15s, which is an unbelievable. I mean, as you get older, obviously, it's not, the gap is as big as that. But I'm going to make a prediction for you. I can see Monga being bought by Manchester City in 2 or 3 years' time.
Wow, okay. That's for the record. We'll have to timestamp that. 2 to 3 years' time, Jeremy Monga to Manchester City, probably for about 200 million, depending on how he does now in the next few years.
Yeah, if I make that prediction right, I think I'm definitely due 5% of the transfer fee. So.
Oh, I think absolutely. No one else has surely said that so far.
There you go.
Well, on that note, we'll be back in just under, probably about 10 minutes' time now. West Ham United 1, Leicester 1 at the break. Looking forward to this second half.
I think football's, obviously a fantastic game, but the stuff it does outside of it, I think it's vital the players and also the club give back to the communities.
My name's Neil Taylor, and me and my friend Danny set up the Hammers for Work, which has been going for 4 years, and I've been, if you like, sort of running the group and pushing it on in the last few years. Been a West Ham supporter for as long as I can remember, really. To go to Wembley, win the FA Cup, and my favourite player of all time, my favourite player, Billy Bonds, lifting the trophy, and then, they were fantastic times for me. I was running another group called Long Live the Bowling. It was all about the old bowling days and whatever. So he said, do you fancy setting up this group with me called Hammers for Work? And the idea was to try and get an hammer into employment, basically. So we formed the group and it took off. So the numbers started to increase and people were posting on the page. And I've always been involved, when I was in the fire service or after that, in sort of trying to help out a few charities. I spoke to Danny and we changed the name from Hammers for Work to Hammers for Work and Support. I know that people go, I'd like to thank Neil Taylor, I'd like to thank, it's not about me, it's just, I'll just steer the ship, so to speak. So it's all about all the members on there, really.
Neil, sorry to interrupt, mate.
Hello, Aaron.
How's things?
Good to
You're good?
All good, thank you, yeah.
Thanks for your work, mate. Keep
No, excellent. You all right?
Yeah, all good, mate. How's things?
Yeah, no, good, good. Still shaping up there, yeah.
It's great that Heineken can come together with West Ham and give back something for Neil and for all the hard work and dedication he's put in over the years. So it's only rightly so that he gets a bit of recognition, and it's great to see that.
We are being moved by your dedication to providing support and employment for fellow Hammers across East London and beyond. Hammers for Work and Support Group has grown over 25,000 strong online community that comes together to help one another through West Ham tickets, food donations, clothing donations, employment support, mental health support, workshops and so much more, all thanks to you. As a token of our appreciation at Heineken UK, we are donating a full signed West Ham shirt along with a West Ham merchandise donation to support your up and coming winter and Christmas campaigners in the community. But it doesn't stop there. We'd like to invite you to attend a West Ham fixture this season in the hospitality with 2 VIP tickets for you and your mate Danny. You are under strict instructions not to give these away. No. You've been an inspiration within the West Ham community, so just want to say thank you very much.
I'm chuffed with that, really am. No, thanks very much.
Pleasure.
And thanks to honestly, yeah, well chuffed with that.
Keep up the work anyway. And
no, thanks very much. No, thanks, Aaron.
Signing for the club, and as I say, my 11th year now. Fully understand what it's like. The culture and the working class background of East London. It's vital, and going back to the community. I think West Ham do a big part in that. When
he read it out, and to come from Heineken appreciating the work that we've done, I can't thank them enough, really. Overwhelmed with it. So the day when I meet me mate, I hope he's wearing a claret and blue scarf, because the club, that's what it means, really. There's a lot more people well seasoned and more well travelled than I am as an hammer, but it's not measured on that. If you're an hammer, you're an hammer regardless, So nothing will change.
Right, you lot, today's a big day, because we know West Ham United is all about putting in the hard work. grafting for the bag.
Yes, let's have it!
And you've worked hard. Early starts, late finishes. Oh, I've seen it. Tireless, selfless graft. We're not just cooking on the pitch. We're cooking off it too. And you do it all on your own, don't you? Well, not anymore. It's not just about the badge on your shirt. It's about what you wear on your sleeve and what that represents. Because this club don't exist without you. You pillars of the community. You champions of industry. You beautiful business owners. Now get out there and show me what you've got!
Pretty bubbles in, yeah. They fly so high.
Remember the glory. From the Academy of Football to the champions of Europe, where our players became giants of the game and changed it forever, wearing our famous claret and blue. 60 years on, we wear the pride, we wear the passion, we wear the history, whilst making our own. Wear the greatness.
Hello everyone and welcome back for the start of the second half with West Ham and Leicester. Joshua Jala and the number 11 Jake Evans finding the back of the net. Mark, looking forward to this second half, and what are your predictions going into it?
Oh, I wouldn't like to make a prediction. It's really one of those on a knife edge. I mean, I could say I could sit on the fence and get a splinter somewhere out my orifice and say it's a 2-2 draw. I think West Ham's going to win the game 2-1.
2-1 West Ham. Well, a bold prediction early on. It was a bold prediction late on as well, saying Jeremy Monga, who was one of the stars for Leicester in that first half, predicting that he'll end up at Manchester City in 2 to 3 years' time. He has Manchester City written all over him, and he's playing down this near side. So, albeit he's an opposition player, we do have the joy of watching that young talent in front of us. But hopefully, West Ham can get the job done and get back to winning ways after just the odd draw away to Liverpool, which.
So they haven't lost a game for quite a while then.
West Ham are on a really good unbeaten run, and the last time they actually lost was against Lyon in the Premier League International Cup. Since then they've won 10 out of their 12 games going into today. Obviously the draw to Liverpool ended that 7-game winning streak. Their last loss in the league was a 1-0 away to Manchester United, which was at the end of November. So after that October-November form from West Ham, which saw a lot of defeats, they've certainly
but you were saying
finished this strong.
That Leicester haven't lost for a lot of games either.
No, 5 wins in their last 6, and of course ever since they lost to Sunderland 2-1 6 games later, they're actually really strong. Mark,
so
there's a reaction there.
I thought Preston was going to nick it and be clean through. So if this was a boxing match, it'd be the old someone's O's got to go sort of stuff, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, especially in recent form. There's Briggs playing it out towards Robinson. Swire making a run in behind.
Can be strong.
Trying to get it beyond Mursad Ali. In doing so, he pulls his arm, pulls him down, and gives away a foul.
Good defending from the young Leicester fella. He's nice and strong.
Absolutely. Play resumes. So no changes at the break. Of course, just to run you through the lineup, if you're just joining for the second half, Finn Herrick in goal, Junior Robinson right wing back with Ezra May as Josh Briggs, Kaelan Casey as the centre halves, Sean Moore the left wing back, of course replacing the suspended Amika Adieli. The 2 central midfielders are Lewis Orford and Preston Fearon, with Dan Rigg and Kamari Swire just behind West Ham's goal scorer Josh Ajala. Also on the bench at Mark Robson's disposal, Louis Brown, Mason Terry, Tyron Akpata, Josh Landers and Alicia Sawunmi. Of course, Mason Terry back amongst the substitutes. His season with Hornchurch will be coming to an end shortly in the next 6 to 7 weeks. Of course, Hornchurch host Slough tomorrow. Hornchurch looks to be safe in the National League South as well after a good campaign, after getting promotion from the Isthmian Premier Division, the 7th step of English football. In the meantime, Leicester have some swagger about this attack. And none there from Louis Page.
When it goes into Monga, you can feel the tempo increase straight away. Runs at people. It's really direct. He's going to be a player in the game, I think. Go at him, Sean. Go at him. Go at him.
Rigg swerves it away from Braybrook. Here's Swire lining one up and firing it ever so wide. He's in search for his 8th goal of the season. Still on 7, the number 7.
Why he did take a shot. It opened up for him. He's in advance just on the edge of the box. Dan's done well there. Opened himself out. Sort of snatched it out and got closed down both at the same time. So, Steve Bassor
got dual allegiance with South Africa and England. He scuffs up that goal kick though, puts pressure on his side. West Ham with a throw-in. Shame a claret and blue shirt wasn't around him. It was an open play, I'm sure they would have been.
Very strange goal kick.
Just hear Casey instructing to Warford about there being a man on. Swire sliding it through towards Robinson, but he's offside. That's a shame.
I actually thought myself he was. My initial thought. Good play from West Ham, getting into Cam, playing inside the fullback. I think he was just in advance of the lad.
Warford trying to find Swire, and he does. Going to pick out Ajala, cleared away by Aluko. Here they come through Evans. Scored his 10th goal of the season in that first half. West Ham with a throw. Warford. There's scooping it up towards Ajala. Ajala's determination, trying to find the ball back at his feet. Braybrook with a slip. Swire winning it back. Tussling going on, as you feel so a foul could be given, nothing given there. Mark, what do you think of that?
I think it belongs at Twickenham, that.
It's a great ball, and it's a really awkward strike. Still not over here for Leicester. But that was a brilliant ball. Manny Richards, it hit his heel, which took it away from the goal. You felt if he got the clean connection there, Leicester could be in front.
Fantastic cross, to be fair. It's a great cross. In between two centre-halves.
From the goal scorer as well.
I feel we was unjustly not given a free kick higher up the pitch there, but great set.
Now Warford.
I think we've seen Lou a little bit on the ball more second half, and Lou does make things happen for us. The more, if we get Lou on the ball, he will open up defences. Went down like Mark Noble there. It's the old Mark Noble trick, little touch. This cross here from this fella. Is it Evans again?
Evans? The goal scorer.
Yeah. Oh, number 9 got a bit of a nosebleed there, then otherwise he's putting that away. I think he was already celebrating it, wasn't he? Great cross from the lad.
Slip from Braybrook. Or Swire slide in.
Yeah, it's a foul. It was a foul, as I thought. The arms were actually interlocked. That's where the free kick was, high up.
Here's Herrick. Fearon. Towards Swire. Ball pass to Robinson, sees a Leicester throw. Of course, talking about Lewis Orford, he's one of several players for West Ham who have recently been called up to play for their country. Orford joining Finn Herrick for the England under-18s, playing in the elite round qualifiers that of course determine whether the young Lions secure a place at this summer's under-19 European Championships. And other players, of course, Kaelan Casey, George Earthy and Ollie Scholes, all being called up to the England under-20s side.
Yep. Just shows you Josh Briggs also called up for Northern Ireland.
Of course, Josh Landers for Scotland.
Yeah.
Of course, he's on the bench tonight.
I think Ezra might have been called up for his own particular age group, because you've got to bear in mind he's an under-18 Ezra. I think he might have been called up, or he was definitely on standby at least. Sean Moore plays for the Republic. Josh Ajala was on standby as the ball goes into his feet. So, without stating the obvious, our academy produces footballers.
To be specific, Amika Adieli and Eridas Golombekis have been called up to the under-18s, and Lanre Owesu and Chinaza Nwosu have been called up to the under-17s. Owesu's going into this camp having saved a penalty in his second to last game at international level. Here's Orford.
And if you remember last game, I was unfortunately 10 minutes late because I've been to see the under-15s play at St George's Park with Emmanuel and what's his name? Disgracefully of me. The other lad, the under-15s playing. We won 8-0 against Turkey. So we have got various players in various England age groups, and other Martin Pechov playing for Bulgaria and stuff like that. So contrary to people who say that all there is taxi drivers working over at the academy, we do produce players.
And perhaps the next generation of taxi drivers as well.
Unfortunately, because of Uber, I think that profession's gone. There's not many people doing the knowledge these days. Good defending, Junior.
Evans, Luco, waiting for the run as Page sends it across.
Staying on the pitch, that.
Now Moore has some intent to drive. Jala with the layoff. West Ham win the throw.
Very, very close encounter. You wouldn't be surprised if either team went up the end and scored. It's quite an open game. You've got space down the right. Oh, Kaelan.
Kaelan Casey finding a lovely ball forward to Robinson.
You are polite, a lovely ball. The great pull down from Junior, I described that's a lovely ball from
Kaelan Casey, it ended up looking
Kaelan Casey's a fantastic passer on the ball, actually, really good passer. I'd say that was on the sloppy side.
You can be real. You can be real with Kaelan Casey.
Yeah.
He bought you any boots? I remember he bought you some boots last season, didn't he? Or he provided you with some.
Yeah, he obviously they get boot deals, and he gave me a pair of his Adidas Predators. No, I don't think he's going to give me any more boots. My days of playing, I think that'd see you out, son. There you go.
Harvey Gosmark 4 joining his colleague Olabade Aluko in the referee's book. Opportunity for West Ham and a set piece.
But he's filled the line out of his name. It's gone left and right across his book.
Have no space left. Now Casey.
But no, have a day off, fella. I want to mention West Ham United's club chaplain. He's now he started at the academy. His name's Philip Wright. He's a club chaplain. He's a club chaplain, and he does a lot of good work around the club. And he said, "I'll give us a mention." I said, "Yeah, I would." I've always forgot. So here, Phil, I've mentioned you.
Oh, brilliant!
And he's not just a club chaplain. He's a proper West Ham man. He's a West Ham fan. Works at Queen's Hospital, and he's proper West Ham. Phil, go on, June. Drive.
How long's he been at the club for?
I would say he's been at the club maybe 9 years. There used to be another club chaplain, Alan, before that, and he's retired and now Philip's taken over as the main man.
So what does that work kind of see, if you're able to speak on his behalf?
Well, if anyone needs a chaplain, or of any religion want to speak to someone of a religious faith, he's the man to go and see at the club. Some players do. Some managers don't. I know Lopetegui used to go and see him well, sort of thing. I mean, I'm not a man who's into religion, but if you are,
of course, you get a lot of people who do, and it, of course, is Ramadan at the moment. So
indeed, yeah. But because he's obviously of a Christian faith, it doesn't mean that other religions won't go and speak to him and see him.
It's a good focal point to go to.
Yeah, don't ask me any more questions about it because I haven't got a clue about religion.
Well, thanks for giving us an insight, and yes, I back your shout out as well.
Yeah, that's a foul referee, isn't it?
Pivotal figure from behind the scenes.
I'm just portraying whichever God is up there, and if it was a free kick, should have helped us in that one. Anyway, let's get off that subject because I will get myself in all sorts of trouble.
Here's a Luco. Goal scorer Evans.
What's the age of him, Evans? He's not a bad player either. Not just because he scored that goal, but
he's 17. Wow, one of the younger ones as well. They've got some good talent here. The number 7 and number 11.
Yep. Got to So well done to Leicester, their academy, for producing good young players like that.
Tricky feet, but showed too much of it to Fearon.
Dan Rigg,
Look at the room down there left.
We're in. Dan Rigg, run forward. Dan Rigg.
2 on 1.
I've called it.
Here
early.
is Rigg.
I've called it early. Don't let me down, Dan. Oh, you let me down. No, you haven't. Yes, you have.
2 brilliant chances missed from Rigg. That was his opportunity. He hasn't scored yet this season, and you felt that was going to be the time, Mark.
Yep, I did. I could see it evolving. We had loads of space. I'm shouting Dan Rigg. Never really believed in himself. Didn't get it out from under his feet. The second one was the better of the chances, really.
Well, he just needed to leather it in.
Yep, I agree with you.
Or keep it down at the same time. Goalkeeper did do well. He read. I mean, we were saying earlier that Rigg has got good hips. Here he is again.
Good then.
Can he?
Corner.
But we were saying earlier how he's got good hips, or you were especially, about how he's able to use his body to perhaps fool players. But there, I think he opened up his body to show where he was actually going to shoot, and it made the goalkeeper's decision made, I suppose.
You've got to be honest, it's a good save. I mean, the keeper's he's kept the ball at the net, but you really, a situation like that, clean through, that should be 2-1 West Ham. Especially when the balls come back to him. I don't know if I'd use the term lever it, but maybe hit it.
I know. Yeah. Orford.
Goal.
And it's in. Kaelan Casey getting his second goal of the season. Leicester feel it should have been a foul, but West Ham celebrating as they're back in the lead.
The goalkeeper's going towards the ref. Is the ref going to speak to the line? No, I don't think he is. There's no VAR, thank God. We'll have a look.
Assist from Orford, I believe.
I can't see any free kick in there. Look where the keeper goes. The keeper goes to the floor. Nothing. He himself has barged into the Ezra. Never a foul in a million years.
Kaelan Casey with a slight Shearer-esque celebration there. Good to see the skipper get another goal, Mark.
Yes, definitely. It's a really good attribute to have when you're going up. Maybe getting a goal for the first time. As I mentioned, did we speak about the Youth Cup goal he scored?
Not this half.
He scored in the Youth Cup, and he's very towering. I think we needed that goal because I was thinking which end is he going to come. I did predict 2-1, but it's a bit early for that.
It came from Orford, of course.
Watch the keeper. The keeper it's a shoulder to shoulder with Ezra. Leave it. Ezra just walking away. That's going down the shops. Behave yourself.
I can't see anything in that.
There wasn't anything in that.
Perhaps this is where VAR can maybe trickle down to the lower age groups. They may. This is a bit of a theory here.
If you start that talk, you will not make the station. That's all I'm going to say.
No, what I'm saying is maybe academy players may feel that a foul could have been, they could play for a foul perhaps, or make it look like they've been fouled because they see that in the Premier League, and then of course when there is no VAR to maybe overturn that and cause some controversy, then it doesn't work in their favour.
I actually think it was a bit the keeper was embarrassed. That it's in the 6-yard box. The keeper should be claiming that. He's just been bumped. Nothing else. He's actually bumped it at one of our players. He's ended up on the floor. It's ended up with a very soft goal. There's no foul involved in that, and that's not me being. I won't use the word bias, but I might allude to it. That's a goal and a mistake, a defensive mistake, if anything, from the keeper.
So Joe Wormleighton has come on. Harvey Godsmark-Ford has come off after he went into the book. So defender for defender, as Leicester need a goal. Stand back in the driving seat. For how long?
Yeah, I wouldn't say they've totally out of it, Leicester, because as I say, they're definite threat. But the more the game goes on, I've said this on several occasions, the more the game goes on and it stays at 2-1, they're going to leave holes and gaps that maybe we can exploit. Could be one now.
Heavy touch. Good determination though from Cartwright. Raybrook works it nicely. Aluko. Page is trying to create an extra body there, but he's got Fearon and Orford right in front of him, blocking his path off.
They're actually quite good at receiving the ball in midfield, just behind. They do break lines quite well, Leicester. If you watch them, they receive it behind our midfield. They're quite good at that.
Orford taking it down. He's got Braybrook and Page onto him, and they get the better of him there. This is promising from Leicester. Tricky feet. Moore pokes it away, but now Joseph will have a chance to maybe send in a delivery. Here's the danger man, Monga, or the danger boy, really. Charlie with the layoff, Rigg, straight into Cartwright. Wormleighton to Braybrook.
Looked offside.
Back line, felt it was offside. Assistant referee keeping his flag firmly down. Now Rigg up against the substitute Wormleighton. Good challenge as he wins it back. And Evans plays it towards Richards. Robson just urging Rigg to keep concentrated. Determination from Dan Rigg, as you can hear the West Ham bench.
I think a couple of times Dan's got caught in possession. That's why Robbo's asked him to play a little bit quicker.
Leicester just having their turn to put on pressure on West Ham. Robinson with the block. Evans keeps it in. Now Aluko. Quick feet from Page, but his only option is Braybrook. Trying to send one over towards Joseph. More with the header. Now Rigg. Wormleighton going in. Winning the throw. Using his body well. Dispossessed Dan Rigg. Well, Dan Rigg made his 5th start today in a row. But this is Joseph in the meantime. Wayward strike.
It was an unusual mistake there from Ezra. I think he tried to chest it where maybe heading it away might have been the better. If you watch here, there, it's come off of Ezra. Could have defended that. He's normally Ezra's shot selection, shall we say, as a cricketer, he's normally spot on.
Eric. Jala. Leaping high, but it goes beyond him. Here's Monga. Very quick feet. If he scores this, that'll be insane. My word. Jeremy Monga, in fact, getting his first goal of the season. And what a goal that was. The feet, the finish. It's 2-2.
I can see the Manchester City scout over there in the stand, shuffling about. Now, the lad's a player. He's an absolute player. There's no two ways about that. If he's 16, 15, 20, he's a player. 3 around him, that's a great hit movement and a great finish.
To take it past 3 players, all much bigger than him, really. Well, Mayers especially, and more.
There.
Even nutmeg Eric. He did.
He's a little bit like the winger that City have got in the first team. What's the
Jeremy Doku.
But this lad's got an end product. Yeah. No.
Well, what an exciting talent to witness. I'd say probably one of the best players I've seen since I've been up here in the gantry here at Rush Green.
I think I'll give Pep a ring on the way home. And,
take a cut of the fee,
without a doubt,
as you mentioned. And if you want to give me a percentage, I'll send you my bank details.
Well, coming here tonight, I'd never heard of the lad, didn't know nothing about him, but early on, I said to you, you know, he's a player. Every time he goes to him, he just shows it there. Really good footballer.
Josh King has come on, the number 16.
What did you come on for?
He came on for number 9, so Manny Richards is replaced by Josh King. He's 17 years old, centre forward. He can either play for Czech Republic or Scotland. He comes on in replacement of Manny Richards, who of course had 2 very close opportunities in the first half early on. Here's Room in behind the West Ham midfield. Page lays it off towards Evans. Here's Monger again. West Ham, well, they'll have to double and triple up on him every time he gets on the ball. He's unable to pick out a pass to Joseph. Rigg will just hold it up nicely to Moore. Jala.
Good play, Josh. Good. Go on, Dan, you're right.
Now
You're
Rigg.
right. You're right.
Both sides finding room in the middle of the park as Rigg spreads it out towards Swire. Robinson. West Ham look to try and get back in the lead. It's a firm ball across the face of goal, but no one there to tap it home.
Good tracking back from that lad Evans there. He didn't just let Junior run on his own. He tracks all the way back with him. They're 11. Their young players are good. They've got some really good young players at Leicester. So have we, but they have got some really good players.
It's got Alicia Sawami on the bench, who's had a brilliant season for the under-18s, 14 goals and 4 assists.
Yep.
So he's someone who I could see maybe making that step up to the under-21s next year, or playing a bit of a part in the under-21s perhaps, Mark?
Yeah, he definitely will. Yeah, he definitely will. Otherwise we're getting no football. So we're too old for the 18, so he definitely will. But I think tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Landers comes on. Just to, you know, he's an old-fashioned centre forward to hold the ball up for us a bit and get us up the pitch.
He's yet to play in the Premier League 2 for the under-21s, Josh Landers. Score, I should say.
So I remember he's definitely come on the pitch.
Played, yes, my bad.
Not for long, it's a few minutes here and there, isn't it? Yeah.
Scored that good goal against Derby County. Make it 2-0 in the semi-final of the under-18 Premier League Cup.
He did.
Unsure where the venue will be for that. Do you know any information about where the venue could be for that competition?
No, I've heard the Majeski because it's Reading. I've heard Rush Green because it's us. I've heard Dagenham because it's us. Normally, I think the Premier League finals are at Loughborough University. That's where they used to be, a neutral ground. But no one actually knows where it's going to be or what the date's going to be.
This is nice. That's why just trying to find Orford. Here's Monger holding off Fearon, who feels he may have to foul him. Monger with the push away on Fearon's face. Slight tension shown there, as Fearon felt the only way to stop Monger was to foul him. Monger was not happy with that, but you could see the camaraderie between the two.
He also shows a lot of strength, Monger, doesn't he? I mean, he was... Preston was not holding him physically, and he was still getting away. Only being really impressed with him as a player. All those scouts sitting over there in that stand, whether they're Man City, Liverpool, Man United, wherever they are, they should have in bold letters. We must be careful not to throw right-handers like that.
It's exciting to think where he could end up. He'd be playing for Leicester next season. No disrespect to them, but if you've got Man City on your case, could have been a really nice ball, but it's cut out by Ali.
I mean, I'm saying Man City. I just think someone in the big boys, one of the top 6, could well come for him.
Best player you've seen at Rush Green from the opposition this season, would you say?
He's the one that stands out, if I'm honest. He really, you know, yeah, from the opposition, definitely. And I've never heard of him, because normally you hear a rumour. Have you seen the lad at Leicester? Have you seen this? Don't know him from Adam. He can definitely play.
I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if in a year's time he'll have had that chat about him, given the fact that he is just 15.
Or Leicester, I mean, Leicester are not in a great state, the club at the moment. If Leicester was in a better, comfortable position, so we say in the Premier League, they would then offer him obviously like an outlandish contract to keep him at the club. I don't know if they can afford to.
Well, they're going to bring on their third substitution. Logan Briggs coming on, the 20-year-old. He, of course, started the last game where they beat Spurs 2-0. And he's already got 3 goals and 3 assists to his name. 15 appearances. And he's actually in quite good form. He scored 2 goals in his last 3 for the Leicester under-21 side. So can he score a goal to put his side in front? We hope not. Joseph, brilliant touch. Beyond Moore. Wonga's there, but Page will have a go. Brilliant save from Herrick. Palming it away, and it will be a corner. But you felt that was surely going to hit the back of the net.
I did. Good save from Finn. It's a nice height for a keeper, if I'm honest. It's just about that. You know, I'm not taking anything away from the save, but keeper would always like it to be that height rather than on the floor in the corner.
Eric with a shove on the one of the substitutions, Josh King. And I did see that. The referee then seconds later blew his whistle, just having a word with Herrick. You can see there he's just got his right arm on the side of Josh King, the number 16 for Leicester. They take the corner short. Here's Monga. Back out to Page, who of course won the corner. Now Ali. Luco.
Definitely on top here, Leicester. Definitely on top.
King with the header. He did well to find him as it was a high, deep ball.
We need a little bit of leadership out there. A little bit of getting ourselves together, making some passes, giving a bit of possession of the ball because it's all Leicester at the moment.
Leicester have made 3 substitutions. West Ham have made none. Who would you bring on? Taranak Pata perhaps, just to sure things in the midfield? Even though the midfield doesn't look rocky at all.
No, I think I might, as I say, I might bring Josh Landers on just as a focal point to play into. I don't know what I'd do with the configuration of the front 3, but I might bring Josh on. It looks like we're bringing someone on anyway. We need some voices, some strong voices, some leadership. Because I won't use that word ascendancy, but they're on top, should we say? Yeah. The final quarter of an hour, Leicester looking to try and make it theirs. An entertaining game we've watched. It has today. It has. It's been some quite good quality play in the game. Actually. Definitely. There's some fantastic goals been scored. Rigg. That's a nice pass through to Ajala. Good layoff as well. Good picture. This would be a great chance to set Leicester back after they've started to turn on in recent minutes. Across the face. Monga. 3 West Ham players around him. He wins the foul. I think it was Rigg who had the push. I think it is Josh Landers coming on. Josh Landers is coming on. So 4 goals for the under-18s, 1 in the Premier League under-18 Cup, so 5 goals to his name. Can he score a crucial goal for the under-18s? Don't know how he's actually going to change the system because Josh is an out-and-out 9. Perhaps this is a bit football managery of me, but maybe play Swire as the central attacking midfielder and then perhaps Ajala and Landers up top, or do you think it's West Ham based when they're in this formation to play with just one focal point? They're playing with one focal point and Josh has dropped a bit deeper here, like as the left-sided one, not as a wide left but in there, in the sort of inside left role. Well, lots of goals going in the Premier League too. It's in the 81st minute. Stoke 4-3 up against Derby. Tottenham 4-0 up against Blackburn. Man United 5-1 up against West Brom. And Fulham, who are the team just above West Ham, they're 3-1 up down in Brighton. Are they? Yeah. They're a strong side. I'd say one of their players I remember seeing, a Swiss central midfielder. His name escapes me now, but he was very good that evening. He's one of the top scorers for them. He's only a central midfielder, so... as you said earlier, I've watched most of the 21s home games this year, if not all of them. I haven't seen anyone better than Leicester's number 7. If I had any criticism of him, he's maybe not in the game enough, but when he is in the game, he's an absolute threat.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, he's not constantly in the game, but when his movement, he goes inside to outside, but when he gets possession of it in the final third, he's a player.
He's had moments and he's taken them very well. Oof.
Yes.
Luco flying off the ball there. Right in towards Braybrook.
This
is one forward.
We're sitting too deep. We'll get out to him. Out. Get up to the halfway line. Kaelan, get him up.
That's why I judged to a foul.
How deep we forget that bit. See how deep we are. We've got to get up. Quicker.
How does that change, though? I suppose.
Well, that comes from, as I'm asking for a leader, that comes from Finn to squeeze him up. That comes from Kaelan, Ezra, and Robbo saying, "There, we've got to get up. We've got to condense the play."
Well, a theme in a lot of these high-quality Premier League 2 affairs is that it feels like one team will have a 10-minute period and then it'll swap, and that'll be how the majority of the game pans out. So they've just entered the final 10 minutes here. Can West Ham make it their own? Ajala's been impressive. I've liked his hold-up play.
Done well there. Done very well.
Good core strength as well.
Yeah.
Biggest of frames compared to a Swire.
No, he's one of those sort of wiry characters. He's a lot stronger than he looks.
A bit like a Mo Salah.
Yeah, you wouldn't think strong at all, but he obviously is.
Swire sending in a ball. Anders was there, but it couldn't get to him. Ajala giving away a foul. Of course, the last game before everyone goes on international break. What's that usually like for the under-21s? Are they always looking forward to it? Is there much chat about it?
Yeah,
behind closed doors?
If you look at our team now, there's Josh Briggs, there's Sean Moore. Both come from Ireland. They might go home for a few days. You've got Dan Rigg, comes from Manchester. He might go home for, I'm saying they're not training, but train hard up to 2 or 3 days off. They're not, around the Rush Green area.
Of course, the next game, like I said earlier, 4th of April, at home to Crystal Palace, and then travel away to Middlesbrough on the 11th of April before the playoffs start. Onga.
Has he got any international recognition? Onga, has he played for
Jeremy Onga? Yes, yeah. He's been very good for England recently. He's played for their under-16s. Of course, he played for the England under-16s recently. He scored 3 in his 3 games when he was playing for them, and one of them was a penalty against France. He has 1 goal for the under-21s this season, actually, which is in a 3-1 win away at Aston Villa. So that was his 2nd goal he scored today. So yes, he does have international recognition.
Quite rightly so. I see a lot of the international sides because of the players we've got in there. I go and monitor them. I've never seen that. I can't think who we'd have in the 16s team, but I've never seen him play, because he would definitely catch your eye on this sort of performance.
It's hard not to get carried away, and I understand sometimes commentators like to repeat the same facts again and again and again, and then people think, okay, we understand it, he is 15, but I'm sorry, to be 6 years younger than the typical age category and to be this dominant, that's when you know you are watching a really special player.
Yep. He really is. Oh, hello. Okay, we're in.
Potential opportunity here. The under-18, Josh Landers, but he's beaten to the ball by Cartwright. Still keeping tabs on it. Giving away a foul. No, he's not. Ends up being in a good position to pick it up and send in a ball. Ajala's there, punched away. Straight back out to Cartwright. Ball spending a bit of time over on that right-hand side between Landers and Cartwright. Penalty is the outcome. West Ham with a chance 6 minutes before the 90th minute. Unsure who won the penalty.
Junior Robinson.
Brilliant work.
I think he did just get a nick of the ball. Yep. I don't know how much contact there was. I'm not really sure, but Junior played the ball, and if the fella didn't play the ball, and if he did catch him, it's a pen.
It's Braybrook who brought him down. Now it's Lewis Warford with a chance to get his 3rd goal of the season. After a strong second half performance in large parts from the away side, West Ham have a chance to get a goal in front. Lewis Orford saved. Stevie Balsaw getting to his right hand side to deny Lewis Orford of a 3rd goal for West Ham this evening and a 3rd goal for him this season. Mark Phillips, your verdict on that disappointing penalty there?
Again, as I mentioned a little while earlier about Finn making the save, keepers like him at that height. You've got to either put it in the top corner or the bottom corner. Good save, yeah. Anyone saves a penalty, it's a good save, but got to look to wrap it in the bottom or wrap it in the top.
Casey. Big shame there. West Ham, after being on the back foot for a large proportion of this second half before that was given. Casey hoping to find someone down this left. I mean, you can see Robinson darting over to this left-hand side. Ajala. Now Briggs in some room. Swire. Low ball towards Orford, laying it off to Robinson. Blocked into another blue shirt once again and scurried away. Leicester having to do the sitting back this time.
Great work there from Lou, actually. Great. Back to Junior. I thought Junior fought low and hard in any corner and we're scoring.
Anders, the hold-up play. So, of course, as things stand, West Ham would be playing 14th place. Of course, in 14th place right now, due to change, certainly, is Liverpool. So,
and where would Leicester be?
So Leicester right now have gone down to 9th. So therefore they would be playing, I believe, 8th, which would be Arsenal, because it's 8th v 9th.
I'd like to think we can avoid Leicester, because they're quite a worrying side.
On the flip side, Mark, to be the best, you've got to beat the best. You've got to beat those sides. So
you have indeed. You have indeed.
But I understand what you mean. Of course, you kind of want the easier routes towards the final. I think West Ham have what it takes.
Yeah, no, I'd like to.
As you do as well, of course.
I'd like to meet him in the final, but let's get there first. I was thinking, in all honesty, in between that penalty being given and us taking it, if I was Leicester, I'd feel a little bit aggrieved on the actual run of play, but that's the game. Come on, Shawnee.
Monga. There's a chance to just send it in behind to Josh King. It's a good ball. He's up against Casey. Now Herrick sees him off his line and scores a spectacular goal, set up by Jeremy Monga and taken well by the substitute. From a potential to go 3-2 up, they find themselves on the wrong end of that scoreline.
I think Finn's got his geography a little bit wrong here. That's where Finn's good passing from Monga. Where Finn's feet are, he's leaving in that massive gap. Come across to your left. See if he should have been. It's easiest to say in hindsight. Of course it is. Good ball from the young lad Monga, who has been the man of the match, and a good finish. See, he should really be covering both posts. And the lad, what's this lad's name?
Josh King.
He's recognised that and took it well.
He'll be kicking himself after that game, Finn, when he watches that replay back. But that's where you learn, that's where you develop, where you develop an understanding. So It's not the be-all and end-all.
It's funny you should say that, because we still are actually working in development football, and that's what it's all about. If Finn learns from it and Lou learns from the penalty, that's what it's about.
You think it would deserve to be a draw? Do you think both sides deserve a point from this, or?
I think, if I'm honest, Leicester probably just shaded it. Like it's panned out.
And the way to pass from Monga as well was incredibly important. Of course, the under-18s, West Ham under-18s, are playing tomorrow at 11 a.m. They're playing against Fulham. I'm sure Alicia Sawunmi and perhaps Josh Landers will be having a runabout then.
Yeah, I'll be over there watching the under-16s on the adjacent pitch.
And who have they got tomorrow, do you know?
Against Fulham, same thing.
Oh, Fulham as well?
It always mirrors each other on us. 16s,
okay.
18s on a Saturday. Yeah. I do a bit of coaching work with the 16s. So they're a team
You know well.
Yeah, and a team if I'm about on a Saturday, that's who I'll go and watch. I do watch the 18s, but this year more the 16s, because I have actually things to do with them.
So 5 minutes added on. Fourth official. 5 minutes for West Ham to try and salvage a point and keep that unbeaten run going. They're staring at their first defeat in the Premier League 2 since Manchester United. But as you said, Mark, it is the development phase still. These aren't the be-all and end-all. They're safely into the playoffs and on their day have what it takes to go toe-to-toe with anyone in the division, would you say?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. We could beat anyone in the division. Out of all the teams that I've seen come down here, Leicester are up there with the best of them. They're a good side.
It's Cartwright, of course, the head coach for Leicester. Leon McSweeney, 42 years old. In fact, had a stint at Leicester as a player.
He's in again. Oh, that's not nice.
Studs into Herrick from Josh King, who's going to go into the book.
I think it was a genuine attempt from the lad to play the ball, actually. He looked quite ugly, but I don't think he meant it.
Well, Finn Herrick courageously getting up on his feet with a slight limp.
Oh, look.
It was a knee, if anything.
Yeah.
Well, originally it was going to be the studs. Fair play to Herrick. Hopefully he can now try and set up an equaliser. West Ham would be very happy with that, given the way this second half has gone. Leicester have they've got quite a loud bench.
You're being polite. Very loud.
Unlike them.
Very loud.
Yeah. They like to give a bit of the instructions to the fourth official on what he can do. They were even saying you're going to get him to put the ball on the 6-yard box, so maybe they should be the one wearing neon green and black shorts. Why, yeah.
We'll play Cam. Move the ball quickly. Move it quickly, Lou. Move it quickly, Lou.
Orford.
That's quickly.
Spotting more. Brilliant switch. But Jaden Joseph was there to clear it away. Halfway through this added on time. Fearon. On the left. Very potent. Monga. Leicester bench saying to go to the corner flag as Moore slides in on him and dispossesses Monga.
Good tackle.
Very good tackle. Here's a Jala.
Get your pass off. Get your pass off. Got a man over. Got a man over right.
Work to do as he's taken it wide. Well work by Casey as he sticks in a leg, but Leicester just managing to work it out.
Kaelan Casey's now playing as a right winger.
Yes. Oh, it could have been a substitution for a minute. Robinson. Low ball. Not much quality there. Fearon.
Clever. Great touch.
This would be a great time to get an equaliser. Here's Landers. Just passing it too much around the edge of the box and then giving away a foul. Leicester looking even more likely now as tonight's winners.
It's a great first set from Josh Landers there. The one before. And we had too many touches in and around the box.
And you've got so many blue shirts around the box as well. That's going to take some asking to be able to pass it through. Good skill.
Yeah.
So Leicester looking to make it 5 wins in 5.
Yep. Anyone would think I know anything about football, because I did. I put the number 7 out after about 15 minutes, and he hasn't disappointed.
Well, Leicester now have gone up to 5th, interestingly enough. Although they cannot finish above West Ham, because West Ham are on 37 points, Leicester on 30.
Right.
So West Ham, of course, have still got 6 points up for grabs against Crystal Palace and Middlesbrough. Crystal Palace currently in 8th, Middlesbrough in 24th. So a slightly easier game perhaps up in the north-east. But I don't think any other side... Well, Chelsea are the only side that can catch up with West Ham, as they're on 32 points going into the last 2 games of the season with the same games played. And actually, I lie, Manchester United, they've played 16 games, so 2 less than West Ham. And they're 7 points behind. So West Ham have pretty much solidified the top 6/7. Even with a disappointing defeat, but you've got to applaud the quality Leicester showed in that second half. It looked to be a positive one as Kaelan Casey met Lewis Orford's delivery from a corner at the beginning of this second half, but real quality shown from Jeremy Monga and Josh King saw Leicester regain control and win 3-2.
Yep, so much.
We'll just go over the games.
So much for my 2-1 prediction.
Mark's a celebrity. Some of the Leicester coaches saying hello. But Mark, your verdict on the game?
Leicester shaded the game in my eyes. Just shaded. They had a really good second half performance until we went behind. Then we come in like looking for the equaliser. We had a few instances, but on the whole, I think even when we got that penalty and we'd have made it 3-2, I think deep down inside of me, I think we didn't quite deserve to go in front, if I'm honest. And Leicester had some really good young players. They really did. When you look at number 7, you look at number 11, and the kid King who come on and scored the goal, they really did take the eye.
Well, Ojala took the eye at the beginning of the first half with a really well taken finish. But here's Monga, who ended up having a brilliant evening as he fed it through to Aluko. Just mind taking us through this goal, Mark, with your tactical analysis?
Again, I think it was Monga who appeared in the centre of the pitch for the first time. We was used to playing him out wide. All of a sudden he's appeared in the middle and he just made things happen. As I said at the time, this was a perfectly good goal for me. The keeper just bumped into Ezra. It was the keeper's movement, not Ezra's. So there's nothing wrong with that. And this is... The minute he comes to him, there is no danger whatsoever. He's got 3 West Ham players around him. See you later. That's good play.
Really, really good play.
That's got George Best written all over it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the penalty. Is there contact? Well, there might have been. Yeah. I think there was. The fella's not played the ball, so it's a penalty. The height of it. It's a good save as well, to be fair to Lewis. That is in the corner, so he has made a good save. I've done Lewis a disservice.
Ball coming close again.
He picked the ball up there again. Wrong. Great pass on the edge of his box. He's involved in all the goals I've noticed. And Finn's just got his pitch geography a little bit wrong. I mean, I'm not a goalkeeping coach, but if he just shuffles his feet maybe a foot to the left, then everything would have been within his reach.
Well, that is it, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for watching. You've been joined by me, Ollie Aldis, and of course the legendary Mark Phillips. Please do subscribe and like, of course, this stream. Have a lovely weekend. Of course, the men's travel up to Everton, I believe, tomorrow for a fairly big game down in the Premier League. But thank you for joining us. We'll be back live on Friday, the 4th of April, 7 p.m. for West Ham under-21s and their game against Crystal Palace to get back to winning ways before the playoffs commence. Have a lovely evening. Mark, any final words?
Just good night, laters, keep warm, adios.
Lovely jubbly.